You might remember me mostly for the tech reviews, especially with the Samsung laptops and gadgets that really blew up. But things are about to change, and I think you might love what's coming next. So, life happened. I started a job back in March. I had to shift my focus, and honestly, at some point, I wasn't enjoying making content as before. I had this idea of a channel that I can try a lot of tech gadgets and see where it goes. But then when I started getting all the messages, like trying certain games on certain laptops and to get all this information, whether like this laptop will run the game or not, that wasn't really necessarily something that I would be super interested in. And for those of you who know me in real life, I jokingly say always like my last song should be My Way by Frank Sinatra. So I wanted to really stay true to myself and don't just chase the YouTube algorithm or the views, right? The views, the likes, and everything like that. So I wanted to do things my way while delivering value to everyone. My kids just arrived. So when I started the job, and don't get me wrong, like it was an amazing job. The things that I would be doing, that I was doing, were super interesting. I work with a lot of people that I respect and I like, so it was an enjoyable experience for that. But at the same time, something was amiss. I really didn't enjoy working as an employee, and I was clear about that with my manager when I started working. I told her that something feels off. Like I really prefer that I work as a consultant, but I decided to give it a shot while giving value, delivering value to the company. I didn't want to be like just like not doing anything, of course. So I started that, and while working on interesting projects, some of them were not in cybersecurity. I felt like I was delivering a lot of value, but at the same time, I was still struggling with the notion that I'm not a consultant, I'm not an entrepreneur. So that thing kept bothering me, and it kept building up. You know, when you keep going against what your mind, your body is telling you, at some point these voices are gonna be so loud. And I'm making a YouTube channel. I'll be back in a few minutes. Maybe I should cut that from the video. So, love you. My wife is like, are you talking to me or to the camera? So yeah, if when you start ignoring these for a while, these sounds start to go higher and higher, and you start to suffer mentally and then physically. So I knew that I liked what I was doing. And even though it's not cybersecurity, which is my core competency, it was something interesting with people that are interesting. So I said, okay, maybe I can find ways to let go of this. I don't want to say anger, but like this feeling that, okay, this is not something that I really enjoy, like being a permanent employee, but maybe I can try a few things. So I did. Um, I started going back more to the gym, and in the beginning it was good. I started feeling good about it, like yeah, and it's something that I really missed. But then it wasn't really the cure. I When I managed to push myself to go to the gym, I would stay in the car for 20, 30 minutes, sometimes more, and like feel like I cannot move. So until I actually went inside the gym, and then I felt amazing. So that gave me the idea like, yeah, something is definitely wrong, and I'm just trying to solve things on the surface, and I'm not addressing the core issue here. Then, of course, the war happened in Lebanon, and I was concerned about my parents, my family there, and like you have survivor bias. Well, you're living here with your family, with my kids, with my wife, and things are okay, and at the same time, like you have your responsibilities towards your family at home in Lebanon, the first home since Canada is my home as well. And Yeah, things start to build up even more. Luckily, a lot of companies have support services, EAP, I think, employee assistant program, something like this. And my company did have that, so I reached out to them. And I was paired with a social worker um, that was amazing. Honestly, he gave me a lot of tools. He listened a lot to what I had to say. He guided me to use these tools in order to feel better about what I would decide later on. Of course, everything else was on me. At the end, you have to save you. And yeah, of course, during that time, I couldn't do any YouTube. I didn't have the motivation to do anything. Like, that was a weird period of my life. And one of the top two things that happened that pushed me to do a change was back in December. I went to the doctor because I had like problems breathing, coughing, stuff like this. And when I was speaking with her, she asked me a question like, "Are you depressed?" And I started crying on the spot. I remember that moment, and I was like, "Oh, I did not count on answering this like that." And of course, my manager was super supportive. Like, she listened to me, she listened to my concerns. But at the same time, look, she's a good manager, but she has a budget, and she has to report to somebody that has to report to somebody. So there's so much that you can do about it. So fast forward in January, I decided like after the holidays, which I didn't go anywhere. My family went to Florida to see my in-laws. I stayed here in Montreal and to just like relax and see where I would go from here. So yeah, in January, I thought I was doing better until like during a call one day with the program manager in our team, who's also a great guy, like understanding, like motivated. So I like working with him as well. But it was something like I cannot really explain it. Suddenly, I felt like I had sharp pain in my chest and numbness in my left arm, left leg, and stuff like this. It's weird sharing this with YouTube because you guys are gonna know this before a lot of people in my family. And yeah, at that point, I thought maybe that was it. And so it passed, but I decided that I cannot do that anymore. So after 2 days, 2 days after that, I spoke with my manager and I told her, I think this is the end of our journey. I am available as a consultant. If you guys see the value in bringing me as a consultant, if you have a budget in the future, you can bring me back. Uh, and yeah, I gave my notice. Um, which wasn't optimal. Like you're supposed to give 2 week notice just out of like respect, but I gave 1 week, 1 week and something, just like to as a respect to the manager. But I was a consultant at the company before, and it happened before where I was a consultant there for over 4 years, and they didn't tell me that they weren't renewing till the last day. So that left a little mark on me. So I was like, maybe I shouldn't give any notice. But then I was like, come on, the manager is good, the team is good, and one of the team members is a close friend. Well, became a close friend. He was a manager before. I consider him a very nice and good friend, and I don't want to really like be like I guess an embarrassment to him in the team or something like this. So I said, okay. Anyways, I'm leaving, and I want to figure things out. If you need me as a consultant, I'll be available. I'll come back in a heartbeat, etc. And I sent some emails. Maybe some of them didn't make a lot of sense, but I did that. I really have a lot of love for the company, but yeah, I want to pursue what I feel like my body and my brain is telling me to pursue. I cannot ignore that anymore. So I had some doubt, I guess, about my decision over the weekend after I gave my decision. And the more I thought about it, um, the more I realized, like, no, this is the right thing. I mean, financially, it's gonna add a strain, but I knew that I do have a good financial position that I can go on without work for a few months without worrying that much about it. So that was okay, but at the same time, I'm like, okay, I have my commitments to my family back home. How do I manage that? How do I manage my spending? Stuff like this. And uh, one night I was checking on the kids, and I remember I went to their bedroom and I was hugging them. And then as I was kissing my oldest girl goodnight, she kind of like hugged me like super hard and pinned me down the bed. And I stayed there as much as possible. I wasn't really comfortable. I had like one earpiece, one earphone in my ear, and my foot was falling asleep. It wasn't really a comfortable position to be lying in, but I really wanted to enjoy the moment. And at that moment, I realized that, yeah, I did take the right decision, because what's the use of having money, having a bigger like a retirement account, if you're not gonna make it to live it and enjoy it? I mean, what's the deal here? Like, if you keep ignoring your thoughts, if you keep ignoring your body, then you're not, you might not make it to your retirement age, and you might just lose on the opportunity of spending your life with your family. So it's great. It's not worth it. I knew like I have enough technological skills. I am very good at what I do, so I'll find a contract maybe in a month or two or three. It doesn't matter. I'll find a contract. But at least I'll be back to entrepreneurship and to doing the things that I really love. Speaking of the things that I really love, YouTube. I really want to build a community, and I really love working with tech gadgets, but I want to see how I can push that further. So I went to my friend here. It keeps getting dark in here. Oh, I should have turned on the lights. So it's getting darker. By the way, what you see behind me is the snow, because we had a very bad like snowstorm recently, storms. So I'm losing light in the room quickly, and I don't have the other lights to help here. Let me see. Hey Google, turn on lights in the office. Maybe they will help a little bit.
3 out of 6 lights on.
Thank you. So speaking of that, I spoke with my friend here, ChatGPT, to see how I can develop a vision. What can I do for YouTube from this channel in order to move forward and really make sure that I'm doing something that I really like? So I'm back and I have this vision now. What I want to do is I want to have a channel where I can still review tech gadgets, AI tools, software, stuff like this, but I want to focus more on how I can use that, or how we can use that to improve our lives, whether it's personal or professional life. And I want to also make sure that I deliver value for the viewers, for the subscribers. Please like and subscribe. By helping IT or tech professionals transition to tech consulting or IT consulting. So that's a course that I've been working on. I've been talking about it for years, maybe 10 years. Now I have over 15 years of experience, and this is an idea that I've been thinking about for a long time. Like, I wish there was a simple course that gave me the tools I needed in order to switch to consulting. So I did consulting for what, over 10 years now, part of my 15 years of experience, and I feel like this is a good place to share more knowledge. And if somebody wants a concise version with all the steps of this course, then they can go and buy it. Please keep checking, because it should be online in the next month or two. I'm still working on it. So I want to have like real talk about consulting, about IT consulting, the things that you, you don't know until you live it, the experiences. So that's it. In terms of YouTube algorithm, this is a horrible idea, because I'm gonna be talking about tech gadgets, tech news, like how things could affect our lives personally or professionally, and how to talk about IT consulting in general, how to help professionals move or transition towards consulting. That's a lot of things for the YouTube algorithm. But hey, I want to try this. I want to see how it works. I mean, at this point, I have more than 20,000 subscribers. Thank you so much for you whoever subscribed, and thank you for whoever is gonna subscribe, maybe, and whoever is just watching this video. It's okay. But in terms of like the time that I left my YouTube channel for almost a year, it's almost as good as that in terms of the algorithm. At least that's what I hear. And now I'm saying that I'm gonna rebrand. I'm gonna have this vision and implement it. By the way, I rebranded to just Hoot. I was trying to buy the domain for Hoot.com, but the negotiations fell through. But that's okay. So I'm gonna try this. If it works or it doesn't, at least I will know that I tried it. I would like to welcome you to this journey. I want to show you the challenges. Now, of course, I'm not going to tell you how to build a company that's bringing you $100 million a year of a consulting practice agency doing this and that. Like, no, I do know how to get you to six figure. I do know how to get you contracts that would make you live comfortably and not as an employee. But I still haven't figured out the extra steps, the rest of the steps. And of course, once I figure it out, I will share that with you, which also adds another type of things that I will be doing, sharing my experience of things I'm doing right now. And whether they're failing or succeeding, you're going to be a part of them. And we're going to build this community where we share this knowledge, and hopefully we can have podcasts later, speak with other professionals and get their value so that it's not just me blabbing. So I'm excited to be back. I don't know if my idea is game changing, but all I know is that I'm excited again. And one thing I forgot to mention is like somebody asked me a few weeks ago or a few days ago if I'm feeling okay, and I've kind of felt it was the same kind of question as the one that the doctor asked in December. But instead of breaking in tears, I started laughing and I was happy about it. So things are changing, hopefully for the best. And I'm not regretting the actions that I took. I'm back to consulting, I'm back to YouTube, and I'm back to enjoying what this life has to offer. Please join me on this journey. Take care. That's not bad. Whew, that was stressful. Now the whole world is gonna know. Oh well.